Continuing on the series on social wavelengths recruitment requirements, team building requirements, this is the second video. And at this point, what I would like to do is to give you a small perspective of how the organization is structured and what kind of openings we have in the company. So inside the company, we have few sort of divisions of where we've structured the organization. On the one side, there is business development. It's a small team. Some of us, we go out, meet clients, meet prospects, and try to convince them to give their social media business to us. That's one small team. A large part of the organization is the delivery side, the operations side, who actually transact business for a client once he's come on board. Here, on the one side, we have a strategy cell. A strategy cell is significantly having, advertising agency kind of people, people who have been able to think around the brand and come up with some interesting strategy in the advertising world in the past and now in social media. And so there's a small team there. There's also a media buying team which buys media on platforms like Facebook. We have a quality cell. They're looking after, they're ensuring that every piece of content which we put out on behalf of our clients is being checked for quality. It's right. And then there is, okay, there's also a small training cell. Every person who walks in is, who comes to join and join our team goes through a round of training. We have other common resources in terms of graphics, graphic design. We do a lot of, landing pages, and we do a lot of Twitter backgrounds and all that. So we need a lot of graphic support. So we're there. And then pretty much the larger part of the delivery side is what we call as the actual delivery teams. And there we have a GM operation, we have a few managers who handle their teams, and then below them there's a whole execution team, delivery team. In each team there are senior executives, and then there are executives, and most of those executives or senior executives come with content writing experience. They would have either worked again in advertising industry as copywriters, or they could have worked in web content creation. They could have, sometimes we also look at smart freshers. They could have come from a mass communication background. They could have come from BMS background. What we're looking for largely is good language skills. We're looking at smart understanding of social media, which means getting into banter, getting into conversations on Facebook, on Twitter. So you've got to understand the dynamics of that medium. Those are the kind of people we have in the operations side. Of course, we also have a small team in administration, accounts, HR. So that's pretty much how we are structured, and we have openings across the board pretty much. So we want to get more people at the executive stage, at the senior executive stage. We probably are also building one or two more cells, so we may look for one or two more managers of operation. We have requirements on the business development side, right up to senior positions like GM business development. We're also launching our efforts for international business. We're looking at the US market in particular, so we'll need more people for business development there. Hey, listen, I forgot something completely. We have a very large monitoring team, so which is, and sorry about that. There's no written script, so I'm just speaking out from my head. So sorry to have missed out a very critical piece. The critical piece is the monitoring team, which is the team which listens in on conversation, uses software, uses social media crawlers to pick up conversations, and then manually filters the conversations and gives reports back to clients. So that's another big cell we have, which also has teams which are, at the executive level, there are people who are very meticulous in their approach and who read each and every conversation. They understand the language, they interpret the conversation, and they are led by analysts and team managers there. So coming back, we have requirements across the board. We need people in the monitoring team, we need people in the execution team for content, for senior executives. We may have one or two additional managers of operation which whom we require. We have a whole host of requirements on the business development side as we keep needing to expand our business development team. So I'll probably do one or two more videos with specific understanding on some of the positions, but that's where we are. So again, to re-emphasize, if you are looking for a change in careers, if you have some friends, anybody you can recommend, you know where to go. For the website, www.socialwavelength.com, and for actually sending in your resume, jobs@socialwavelength.com. Social wavelength often is when you're typing it, a lot of times people make a mistake on the wavelength part. It's GTH, not GHT. However, we have covered, we also have the domain ght.com, so we get a lot of mistyped emails, but we still receive them. However, get it right, it's socialwavelength.com. And the email ID again, jobs@socialwavelength.com. Thanks.